let's say we have these three problems here. Okay, on the left side, example 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so let's say it's asking you for a sine of 510. Okay, now 510 is greater than 360, so we have to take out an extra 360. Okay, we got to take out an extra 360. So let's go ahead and do that. So I'm going to subtract out a 360, and I'm left with a 240. Okay, that I don't think that's right. 510. I'm left with a 150. Yeah, just a little bit off. Jeez Louise, man. Okay. So I get 150. So essentially, we have a problem now where we're looking for sine. Okay. We're looking for sine of 150. Okay. That's essentially what it becomes. And sine of 150, we're looking at this piece right here. Okay. We're looking at this piece. Boom. Boom. And remember, sine is the second value. Okay. Remember, it goes CST from left to right. Sine is the second value, which is 1/2. Okay, so this equals to 1/2. Okay, now cosine of negative 480, you have to take out, remember we have to take out an extra 360, so because it's negative, we're going to add a 360. Okay, negative 480 plus 360 is going to be negative 120. Okay, and cosine of negative 120, remember, going in the opposite direction. Okay, so this is negative 90, and this is negative 120 because you go 30 degrees extra. So we are essentially looking at this piece right here. Okay, all right. Now, if you want a shortcut, here's a shortcut, okay, or not a shortcut, but here's another way of finding negative angles. Okay, if negative angles are confusing to you. If you're trying to find negative 120, find positive 120, and then reflect it across the x-axis. Sorry. Okay, let me repeat that. Find positive 120 and reflect it across the y-axis, and it lands you here. That's another way of finding it, finding negative values. Okay, cosine is the first value, okay, which is negative 1/2. Okay, it's going to be negative 1/2. Okay. Tangent of negative 960. Okay, tangent of negative 960. Okay, what you're going to be doing is you got to take away some 360s, and this time you got to take away 2 of them. 360, add 360. Okay, and you get 240. You're left with negative 240. Okay, so now you have yellow highlight. Negative 240, again, let's use that method. Let's find positive 240. Okay, positive 240 is right over here and reflected across the x-axis, which lands you here. Okay, so that is negative 240, so we're looking at these, okay, right there. And tangent is the third one, which is negative √3. Okay. All right. Now, while we're at it, I might as well show you cosecant, secant, and cotangent. Okay. Let's pretend. Okay. Whoops. Let's pretend right now that I don't know what's up, Mike. Let's pretend that for example 4, okay, let's say that we had these problems here. I'm going to call this example 1, example 1b, example 2b, and example 3b. Okay, and let's say instead of sine, they ask you for cosecant. And let's say instead of cosine, they ask you for secant. And let's say instead of tangent, they ask you for cotangent. Yep, let me go, boom. Okay, I messed up somewhere. Okay, example 3a, 1a, 1b, sorry. They said cosecant of 510. Okay, and example 2b, they said secant of negative 480. Example 3b, they said cotangent of negative 960. Okay, so in this, if they were to ask you, okay, for these values right here, 510, negative 480, yup, cosecant, all you have to do is just take our answers. So if they're trying to find, if they're asking you for cosecant of 510, find sine of 510 exactly like we did, okay, and just flip it, okay? Flip it to get to 2 over 1, okay? Same thing, if they're asking for secant of negative 480, find cosine of negative 480 and flip it, okay? And for tangent, same thing. You're going to find, for cotangent, same thing. You find tangent of negative 960 and flip it. But in this case, don't forget to simplify. And once you simplify, which means you multiply by root 3 over 3, you basically get negative root 3 over 3. Okay, and that's a negative root 3 over 3. Okay, so I want you guys to go ahead and do these problems that you see here. Okay, let me stop the video.